Iced out, iced out.
I remember sitting in that cell, homie, like, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
I wanna go home.
Now, nigga, oh no.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Everything I thought it was.
Gangsta. Yeah, they got it bumping. Remember drinking glasses of Henny on the stove till I ran it up. Now there's champagne in every bowl. The pop the trunk, now there's bags checked in every room. The bell hot knock with everything but the room. I had a hard life, but I deserve the best. I had a bounce check just to get the money for life. Still a hell of stress. Figure out how I'ma pay the stress. Either grab the mask, stuff the bag, or bust it at the bank. Put it figured out. Not one nigga can say he said it out. When in doubt, I shine bright. So I step in clouds, tear it now. My true purpose is manifesting now. Different style, stand up nigga. When I'm sitting down, ask around, positive energy, keep spiritual. Dropping these songs, keeping it lyrical. Different individual, stacking these comments, putting me this. Taking this money to the decision. Boss, remember drinking glasses of Henny on the stove till I ran it up. Now there's champagne in every flute. The pop the trunk, now there's bags checked in every room. The bell hot knock with everything but the broom. I had a hard life, hated I love it, but no, I came up. The same niggas counting your pennies and say you changed up. The shooter that you heard in them stories, I'm still the same one, but I'm focused on career and my family until that day comes. Niggas just capping and talking, don't entertain them. It's still gonna be capping and talking at the arraignment. Everybody wanna be somebody to that body drop, and now you see the party stop. Right shot, party hop. Always in the eye ain't just circle, but then they blame the eye. Loyalty's supposed to be royalty, but these niggas not. So I blow the bag on my wrist and let these niggas watch. Niggas rather laugh when you broke instead of reaching out. What you seen the nigga was lit. You said I'm chasing clout. I tell you, suck my dick, I violate your hat. Fuck my bitch ass nigga.
I tell you, I violate
Pussy, remember drinking glasses of Henny on the show till I ran it up. Now there's champagne in every room. The pop the trunk, now there's bags checked in every room. The bell hot knock with everything but the broom. I had a hard life, hard life. Big gang though, like ganga nigga, regular shit.
Yo, salute, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another evening, well, another nightcap in the Boss Sleep Cafe. For those who was tuned in yesterday, we started a segment called Drug Addiction, where we actually speak to individuals who had hard situations. Hey, yo, Minister Black, shout it out. I see you backstage. I want to add you. I see you. Nobody else see you. I see you. I would like to add you, but I'm waiting for the little homie Can't Get Right TV. He's actually the one doing the interview tonight. I'm waiting for him to click that link. When he clicked that link, we're gonna do his interview, and then we do after. But ladies and gentlemen, before I bring him in, let me give y'all a brief introduction. We got young boy. He started off using opioids when he was like 13 years old. And he's about 18, 19 now. He's still young. His is more of a success story because he found sobriety on his own. And I decided to do an interview with him tonight just to show y'all that addiction comes in all age ranges, man. Dudes have drug addictions at all ages. And like respectfully, homie, I commend this young man that he went and got help on his own. And outside of that, he actually had the courage to come up here and tell his story. So without further ado, let's bring him to the stage, bring him to the cafe. Yo, shout it out, my boy. Shout it out.
What's up, man? Shout out to Boston, man. What up?
I'm sorry, man. What's
Thank
up?
you.
Yeah, what up, my boy? No problem, man. Listen, you always welcome to Boston Cafe. You always welcome in my DM, man. So, just for starters, just tell everybody what your name is, where you from. You can start right there. How old are you?
Yeah, my name Khalil. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm 18.
18.
Yeah, I'm
now,
18.
18 years old now. 18 years old now. So tell everybody what brought you into this segment. Like you had a drug addiction you was battling with. Like, what was your drug of choice?
Perks and Roxy's. You know, shit like narcotics.
Like opioids. Opioids,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
All right. So now, you do opioids. That was pills. Was you snorting them, taking them regular? Like, how was you doing it?
Nah, I would just swallow with them.
You just swallow them. All right. So how old was you when you say you first started? When you first were plagued with this addiction? Like, how old were you?
It's like 13, going on 14. All right. So look, I was born with sickle cell. anemia or whatever. So I got sickle cell. When I was 13, my shit got fucked up. Like I had to get surgery. It was bad. So after the surgery, I was admitted to. I was still in the hospital for a couple days. But when they discharged me and shit, they sent me home with like 60 pills, like 60 perk fives or whatever. Feel me?
They sent you home with Percocet, oxycodone
Right.
at 13 years old.
Yeah, but look, this the thing. They ain't. I'm a kid. I'm 13, mind you. I don't know nothing about drugs yet. I wasn't even really in the street shit at 13. None of that shit. So I ain't really know. Like you feel me? So it was like So I'm taking them and shit. I'm thinking because the doctors giving them to me is good. Like I just know they take away the pain. I feel great. You feel me?
Yeah.
So long story short, by the time I finish the bottle, or whatever, I get real sick. Like the withdrawals start coming on. I ain't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, I told my mother like I'm sick. Like I feel like. Then she started explaining to me like you probably having withdrawals from. Mind you, the doctors never warned me about this shit. None of this shit. They just sent me home with them. Like you feel me? And
Damn.
so I asked my mother. I'm like, so like what I'm supposed to do, whatever. Like I'm supposed to go back to the hospital. So I ended up going back to the hospital or whatever. And they gave me the morphine or whatever for pain and all that shit. And then I felt fine. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just fucked up, but they gave me that opioid, and I'm back. Like I'm regular again. You feel me? So it was
Yeah.
like, then I start realizing like what's going on. Like, oh, I'm addicted to these shits. Like it's real. So ever since then, I've been taking them like from 13 up to now. I just stopped again.
All right, now, if you don't mind me asking, did you ever try, like, what made you stop? Let's talk about that first. What made you stop?
The withdrawals, that should be annoying. Like going through that, that's the worst feeling in the world.
So, if you can remember, I know you were kind of young. Your first real withdrawal, like the one that actually was the one that took the cake that made you say, like, yo, fuck these pills. I can't do this no more. Like, what was that turning point? Like, what was that situation? If you could tell us that story, how that felt, like the physical feeling. Like, I want you to describe in detail how you
Yeah,
felt.
it's like that shit. Like the flow, like it's like you sweating, can't sleep, legs restless, got chills. You don't even want to do shit. You can't even get up out the bed. Really, like you feel me? Like um. Yeah, you can't really get up out the bed. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to take a shower. None of that shit. Like, you can't really eat. You don't got no appetite. It's bad. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going through that, but I kept taking them. Like I was like, then the doctors they start telling me like they knew I was addicted to them a couple years later and shit. Then they start trying to get me off them, send me the programs and shit. I wasn't never with none of that shit.
So now let me ask you a question. This is if only if you feel comfortable divulging this with us. So
Yeah,
now, as your mother, you said that when you first went through the signs of withdrawal, you actually reached out and told your mom. So now, when
yeah.
you go to your mom years later, like as you're going through this, did she know that you were still using it? Did she condone it? Did she try to get you off it? Was she like, nigga, you my baby, whatever it take to feel better? I understand. Like, what's
Yeah, she hated that shit. Like you feel me? She hated that because she knew I was addicted to them shit. So she hated it. Like she wanted me to get off, but it's like a lose situation. Because every time I'm in pain, I go to the hospital. I get them shit anyway. Like fuck the surgery. Like when I'm just in pain for the sickle cell, that's what they prescribe. That's the medicine that they prescribe for you.
so
So
like it's an automatic relapse? Like it goes to
yeah,
taste
like look,
all
I
over again.
got I got pills right here, bro. Like these 15 milligram Roxy's right here. I got them shits right now. Like you feel what I'm saying? But now, you know, like yeah, like feel me. So I don't be taking them and shit though. Like I start I took us a boxing and shit. Like when I want to get off them shits, I just take us a boxing. But when I was just 17,
For people that don't know what Suboxone is, what is Suboxone?
it's a opioid blocker. So basically, it stop you from having withdrawals, and when you take it for like say if you take a Suboxone, and then the next day you try to take a perk, you ain't gonna feel shit like or whatever. You ain't gonna feel no opiate drug. No opiate drug. It's an opiate blocker, so it stop you from having a feeling.
Now,
like popular.
on the same token, sidebar, if you take that opioid blocker too earlier while you still have opioids in your system, that
You'll
shit is
go. You go on a worse withdrawal.
it's called precipitated withdrawal, correct?
Hell yeah.
And it's actually Suboxone. Let me just give y'all further a little bit more education. Suboxone is an opioid blocker, which is a synthetic version of opioids that was concocted by scientists to help people weed off the opioid addiction. They say the opioid addiction is one of the worst addictions to fight because it's a physical addiction. Most drugs are mental. They have an urge that makes you want to come back to it. But opioids is one of the only drugs that when you don't take it, you have a physical pain. It'll actually affect your digestive system, everything. Like it's terrible. So what they did is they came up with something that they felt could trick the opioid receptors in your brain to actually think you getting the high without your body receiving the chemical. So to trick you into thinking you're okay and you're really going through the withdrawal, but in a more peaceful fashion. But now what a lot of people don't realize is that Suboxones are just as addictive. They have a slight dosage of opioids still in them as well, but it's more so to make the people that want to quit have a avenue to use to make it a little bit easier, because that's one of the hardest drugs to quit cold turkey. Now, the reason why y'all wonder why I'm so knowledgeable about this right here, I've always been open on my channel about me using Percocets. So like when you said you was 13 years old and you telling me your story, I could relate to you. I could kind of relate to similar withdrawals. Now, even if I wasn't to that extent or that bad, I experienced it enough to understand what you're going through and knowing what it would take to get off of it. So now, long story short, my personal experience as I'm opening up to you and everyone else, it's only right because you open up. Yo, pardon me, man. Pardon me. You got me? We back?
Yeah,
back
back,
jumping?
back.
Yeah, so pardon me, man. My personal experience, I started to realize that I was developing a habit with the Percocets, and being the individual I am, I care so much about my image and how other niggas gonna look at me. I just never wanted to look like a fiend. I never wanted to look like a junkie, a crackhead. So how I end up getting off of it was the Suboxone films as well, but I only took 2 of them. You feel me? Now the first one I took, the shit put me through precipitated withdrawal because I took it too soon. And precipitated withdrawal, like I was explaining to y'all, is if you trying to get off the perks or whatever the case may be, any opioid whatsoever, when you letting it out your system, if you take that opioid blocker too soon, which they say is about 10 to 12 hours or some shit like that, you're supposed to wait at least a minimum from your last intake of an opioid. So it's totally out your system. So now if you take it before it's totally out your system, what it does is it pushes all that shit out your system at an expedited rate. So you find yourself going through that withdrawal at a point where you've never experienced before. So it's like they say that's the worst kind of withdrawal you can go through, is when you take an opioid blocker while you still have opioids in your system. Like I said, it's called precipitated withdrawal. For those who would like more info about it, if I didn't really define it for you to your liking, you can feel free to go research it and go look it up. This is public information. Like I said, man, drug recovery is a big thing because drug addiction is a huge thing. We all out here in society trying to find a way. Some of us is trying to find their way, and their way is a little harder because they're going through a bigger journey, a bigger struggle, because they fighting drug addiction. So, like I said, I want to touch on this because I could relate a little bit. I have my experiences. Boy, I'm outside, and it's about keeping it real. But getting back to you, because the interview ain't about me. Getting back to you, hey yo, real shit, big bro. Quick question: how are your friends viewing you? Like now, like with my thing, right? When I was taking the perks, I would never tell no one about my withdrawals.
Yeah,
I personally hold it in. I was so embarrassed about it. I never felt comfortable telling anybody about it. So did you share your struggle with people? Like how did that go for you?
Nah, hell no. I ain't shared the people that didn't understand because all they gonna do is just laugh, and they not gonna understand. So you just wasting your breath. But people that I know went through it too, then I talk to them about it and shit like that. I watch shit on YouTube about people that be having, like, cause that shit is like, I don't know. It's just good to know that you ain't in that shit by yourself when you going through that at that moment, cause that shit is the worst. Like, you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's embarrassing, and a lot of times because we know it's embarrassing, we go through it by ourselves because we don't want to get embarrassed. So definitely, man, I definitely understand, man. You heard?
Hell yeah.
Now check it. People don't realize how much of our generation and the younger generation, because a lot of my followers older, like first generation blood niggas. They've been around for a while, but
Yeah.
they really understand how our generation and the younger generation has turned opioids as far as Percocets, lean, like dudes have made it to a degree more socially acceptable. As where in their time, anything that was considered an opioid was an opioid. Yo, that's heroin, that's dope, so forth and so forth,
Yeah.
on. But now, like these dudes just really like the rappers, so to speak, the people who control the youth, the people who actually have the masses looking at them for what's cool, what's acceptable, the people that really have the influence are talking about their addiction like it's cool. They're making it fashionable. So now you got the young boys who want to try a perk, a Molly perk check, big fun, chase a check, and everything. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, that's the shit that's making the young boys more curious, making them more want to try it. But now your story, so to speak, is different because you had a medical issue that led you to addiction. Now,
Yeah.
I brought up this long spill just to say now, when you started using perks, were you exposing the other kids your age to the drug? Like your homeboys, yo, try this. Like, yo, this.
All right, bro. Gotta get that nigga back, man. He coming back.
Y'all here, bro. Pardon me. Like, so, like, did you do that? Like, did you try to persuade your friends? Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a few friends, a few females from my past that I didn't got to try it for their first time. Like, I didn't. Oh, yo, yeah, fuck with this shit with me. It's lit. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember being in like seventh grade and going to school and shit. And a couple of my friends, they was already taking them anyway. You feel me? So like, I just was like, I don't like, you feel me? I give, but I ain't never give them to nobody for the first time. Like, not that I recall.
Now, you being so young, right? How old were you when you said you went to start buying them off the street? Because now, naturally, I'm sure your prescription ran out.
Yeah,
Now, ran
right,
out.
right after that, and right after I understood like what the withdrawal was, I'm buying them off the street now because now I understand. Like, all right, you feel me? I basically need this shit now. So I'll be like asking my mother for money and shit, and she already know what's going on. Like, feel me? So
Yeah.
it'd be like, so then I turned 14. I'm like, man, fuck that. I started trapping. I was trapping to get high, basically. You feel me? I'm trapping now. 14 years old. I'm trapping. That now this the age that led me to the streets. That's why I say I feel like the drugs fucked my life up. You feel what I'm saying? Because this really what led me to the streets. Like, you know, I had an addiction, so I started trapping. Boom. And from trapping, it went to the guns. I caught my first case. I was 17 when I caught my first case. I just it's still open or whatever, but I just got off house arrest in January the 7th. Now
But
now
you was
before
on house arrest for. What happened? Why were you on house arrest?
I got locked up. I got locked up for a shooting. Back in September 2020, I got locked up for a shooting and shit. And no, when you a juvenile, it's your first charge. They let you go, really, like, they let you go and shit. So I spent 2 weeks in jail. I spent 2 weeks in jail and shit. They ain't had no evidence. They ain't find no weapon and none of that shit. So I got released on house arrest. So I spent 3 months on house arrest. And while I'm on house arrest, I started back fucking around. Cause before I got locked up, I wasn't fucking around. I wasn't getting high, none of that shit. I was just getting money. So when I got on house arrest, the money that I had, I started spending them on Roxy's and shit because it was boring and shit to do. So I'm buying pills. Now I relapse or whatever. For 3 months, I'm taking these shits now again, you know.
Now, before you continue, before you remember you at the relapse, remember right where you was. Now before that, right?
Yeah.
Um, damn, I had lost it. I started to read the comments and lost my question, man. I'm sorry, but go ahead, continue. When it comes back to me, I'll jump back in.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
part where yeah.
I
Oh, that's
relapsed.
I got it. Sorry, you got it. Boom. So now, when you got out the jail, when you came home from jail, you was locked in for that 2 weeks. 2 weeks is enough to experience withdrawal. Now,
Yeah.
in New Jersey, is it like Rikers Island or New York City county jails when they give you a Suboxone treatment program or a methadone program to down dose you from the opiates upon your arrest, or they made
Yeah,
you go to Turkey? How did that go?
I was taking methadone while I was in the jail and shit. They was giving me methadone. Yeah. So yeah, I was taking, but I was in the juvenile shit. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they was giving me methadone when I was in there, like every 8 hours. It was like 10 milligrams every 8 hours. I was taking that shit, you know. And when I got home, uh, yeah, when I came home, I started fucking back with the Roxys now. But I just like when I got off house arrest and shit. Now I'm back in the streets, so it's like I said I'm back getting money now, so I ain't taking the pills and shit no more, you know. So I took
Yeah, like
a
I was fucking with the perks hard, man. Like I was fucking with them hard at one point in time. But what stopped me and slowed me down was jail. I went to jail. Now, how that works is, remember, I'm actively gangbanging, especially when I'm incarcerated. I'm on time. So now I get locked up, being on time, and you can't use dope. You can't be on Suboxone. You can't use none of that in the field. We don't condone that. You feel me? So I don't use heroin. Never did heroin. I never use Suboxone recreationally as like my personal drug of choice at all. I used it to get off the perks. So now when I get locked up, I don't give a fuck it. I'm gonna thug it out. Cold turkey. I cold turkeyed it. So now when you finally come up off that, and especially you're part of a group or something where people frown upon that, I definitely got it out my system. If people, places, and things play a major part, like I definitely got it off my mind, got it out of my system. Now this time when I came home, I'm not fucking around with that shit because I've been there. I seen how hard it was. I went through that withdrawal where it was killing me. Like, oh shit, I'm dying. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, water doodle. What the fuck? Like, I've been there. So now, yeah, we'll go water doodle. That shit is disgusting. So now, prime example, like, you know, I got to start the program, and being that I had to start that program today and go submit the urine, I want to make sure I don't have no type of hiccups. So any drug that I use, I want game with dirty. This is what I do. Help me, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, just to show you how real we keep, and I popped the perk today, only because I knew for a fact if I go into a program where they expected me to be clean for opiates as well, it's gonna force me. It's gonna be more of a reinforcement for me not to do certain things. Unfortunately, like I've been the type of dude where sometimes I need a foot on my neck, a little pat on my ass to keep me focused, head sturdy. You understand what I'm saying? Now that might not be everybody's remedy, but you got to know what works for you. Like how can you accomplish your goals? Like what you got to do to make sure you could do things differently in your life. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to open up and tell you that. That's my personal business. I'm telling you that because I can't expect you to come up here, open up with me, level up with me, glow up with me, but I'm over here not trying to open you. You feel me? So this is why I chose to open up, especially with you being young, you being younger than me. And now I see you watch my platform. I'm not sure exactly how you came across my platform, but that's neither here nor there. Now that you're here, I'm trying to provide you a service, provide you a jewel, some type of guidance, something I could bring to your life that made your purpose here worth it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. No
I,
more, no less.
I was thinking about starting my YouTube channel, talking about like that shit, but I don't.
I hear you say you was thinking about starting what?
I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel talking about like my battle with that shit, but I ain't really know like where to start at. So I just ain't never do that shit. Like,
Hey, yo, as far as your white boy tell me, I don't need none of that methadone supplies. I took one perk in the last 90 days. So I'm not gonna go through no withdrawal. It didn't open up no can of worms. It was more so like I know I gotta be clean and fuck it. I'm going out with a bang. Like I want to enjoy it. Like you feel
yeah,
me? I'm not addiction for me hasn't ever put me in a position where it fucked my life up. What it did do for me though was financially fuck my pockets up, put me in
hell
situations
yeah,
where I ain't
yo,
had no fucking money. You
I'm
feel
telling
me?
you,
That's what it did to me. It did that to me before. So like, knowing that that's not gonna be no longer part of my journey. You feel me? Like I
yeah,
said,
hell
I'm in
yeah,
a position to make sure that shit is no longer part of my journey. You know what I'm saying?
hell yeah, man. I spent so much money on that shit, like it ain't even funny, man. I'm talking about thousands, like hot thousands.
Oh, that's easy, bro. I'm spending $300-400 at a time, nigga.
Yo, on God, but now I'm getting my shit back though. I'm good now. Like that's why I stopped fucking around. That shit take too much money. That's another reason.
Yo, that's a fact, right? We gonna see. Call me that shit keep going in and out. Yo, we gonna see, right? No exaggeration. I'm about to really calculate how much money I save in the 6 months that I'm in this program. How much money I could really save while I was spending on getting high, whether that was from weed or the occasional perk I pop, regardless what it would cost. You understand what I'm saying? See, my
Yeah,
thing is because I sold them, I would literally be like, all right, I'm gonna go cop 50 of them. I'm gonna pop about 10 of them shits by the time I sell the 50 of them. You feel me? But the main thing was to at least try to sell something to support my habit, which what a lot of people who use drugs do. We usually have to sell drugs to even support our habit because our habit becomes so expensive. We got to do something to maintain.
yeah. How much perks out there is like from the 10s, 15s, 30s? Cause they high out here.
Yeah, the price fluctuates. Um, They're like, and this is not, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not telling you the price of these drugs for nothing other than educational purposes. I would like the record to reflect that. But about the perk tens could go anywhere from $10 to $15, depending on the drought, depending on who got it. The perk 30s could go anywhere from
Damn, bro, shit keep going up. Damn, 20 for tens. Them shit tens is like 15 to 17 out here. 30s is 40.
30s could go anywhere from 25 to $50 out here, depending on the custody, depending on what he's normally paying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depending on his need, his drought, the drought. Like, when nobody got it but you can tell I got two left and I need them. Yo, I'll give you a buck for one of them shits. Dude's needed a dude kicking, and he got the money to spend. He's gonna spend whatever it takes to get him off that motherfucking gate, you
Hell,
know?
hell yeah. Now out here the tens is 15. The 15s is what 20 or 25. Them shit's going up. Them shit's 25 now. 30s is motherfucking 40. Like you said, like 40 to 50 out here, man. That shit real. Like, so that's a lot of money. And I was buying 3, 4 30s a day.
Yeah, so
Three,
you was
four
up.
thirties a
Your
right.
milligrams is yeah, you was up. Your milligrams was up. Your daily intake was up. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
you was nodding out no more. you
Word.
was that shit just to
Like,
sustain. That shit wasn't even
right.
getting you high like no more.
Nobody won't even know that I'm high. Like I see people take 30s and shit and they'll be nodding all like I'm regular. I'm just like I am now when I'm high. Like you ain't even gonna be able to tell. Like you feel me? Cause I'm so used to that shit. Like you feel me? That shit like that shit crazy, man. For real.
I said, man, I understand first hand. You hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Hand. Like, so I'm not a. Why you think I chose this journey? I'm a rock star, nigga. I lived the best one, party with the best of them, and had sex with the baddest and the rest of them. Like, you feel me, bro? Like, I lived my best one, bro. And unfortunately, that rock star lifestyle comes with a lot of drugs. That gang culture comes with a lot of drugs. Unfortunately, that's
Yeah,
you feel me, the lifestyle.
yeah.
So,
I start gang banging young too.
oh, so
Young gang.
you're yo, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't mind opening up, like, so what is your gang affiliation? What do you?
I'm blood. I'm red breed gorilla.
All right,
But
shout out GT fucking O, eh?
yeah, but look, it like I'm from a Sean Hood though. That's why like when I first found out about I found your page when Pop Smoke died. This was on your other page when you did that
Yo,
video.
yes, yo, salute. That video went viral. I did 63,000 views in 4 hours. That one
Hell
went
yeah. That shit had me crying. I was dying off that shit. So ever since then I started rocking with you and shit. Then I found out you were Sean and shit. I'm like, wow, I bet. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah, I'm from a Sean Hood really, but I ain't Sean, like, you know.
Nah, no doubt. You
Yeah.
see, bro, you know why I don't even know you from a hole in the world, but you know why I respect the hell out you, bro?
Well, what's up?
You know how much courage it took to put your story out here like that? Just like that's why I put mine out there. So you wouldn't be alone, bro. But real shit, just like my man yesterday, what's his name on here? Cause I don't want to call him his
Yeah,
government.
the old head.
Yeah, but his name on here is Cash. You heard they call him Cash. I know it's government, but Cash. It's like yesterday with Cash, man. That shit takes courage because at the end of the day, you know I'm abused, bro. We gonna do at least 1,000, 2,000 views on this video. Now, with that being said, that's a large crowd of people that we're not worried about knowing our personal business, that we're not worried about judging us because we know where we're trying to go. That shit takes power. That shit takes strength, homie. You understand that?
Hell yeah.
And at the end of the day, bro, look, we can't fool nobody but ourselves. This is why I'm coming up here and telling y'all raw shit, even about today. I didn't have to tell you about today. But that's because there's no fraud in me, homie. I'll never put myself in a position where niggas like, yo, that nigga's a fraud. That nigga's this, that nigga's that. Like, nah. If I do it, I
Yeah.
stand on that shit.
Hell
Especially
yeah.
if I do it, I stand on it. If I so that way, once you see how raw I give it to you, when I tell you, yo, bro, I ain't do it. I don't know what you talking about. You know I'm telling the truth because I'm always usually keep it a rack with you. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like perfect example, while we in here, if you do notice, bro, one thing I do like, 9 times out of 10, there's always a troll in my comments, right? But
Yeah.
between last night and this night, I'm not gonna lie, I want to thank my trolls for being on their best behavior and not coming in here and violating something beautiful. Not coming in here and trying to tank something positive. You feel me?
Yeah.
No, I definitely want to thank the trolls. I see there's one right now trying to warm up and heat up. This is what made me bring this content up, this topic up. But on the main token, remember, bro, we're working on something great here, something positive that could ultimately change someone's life. This boy is 18 years old. He has a whole future ahead of him.
Yeah,
He can
right.
change his life and be anything he wants to be right now at this moment. Don't come
Fact.
in here and fuck up the blessing that this could be for him.
Yeah, I said somebody asked what city am I from? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. From Newark, New Jersey, man.
Big shout out to Newark, New Jersey, man. We got a lot of Newark niggas on the tube putting on, man. Word.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, yo,
hell yeah.
do you have a channel? Do you do any content on YouTube?
Nah, I don't be nah. I want to start though. I ain't gonna lie, I really do. That's why I was really thinking about starting a YouTube channel for real.
Well, if you decide what kind of content you want to do or whatever, I don't mind help you with the promo. I ain't really popping, but like I said, the little flow, the little great support system I got, about some great supporters. I know some of them will definitely come through and support you, especially if you're on a positive mission and you're definitely trying to stay sober. Like, 'cause there's a lot of us in here, like dudes, they clowning, they saying what they want, but in my DM, trust to believe you weren't the only.
He said I seen homie on Broad Market before. I think he funny as hell. You probably did see me downtown.
Nah, real shit. You wasn't the only person that hit me up, bro. There's a couple of individuals that their stories just like ours and worse. You understand what I mean, bro? So, like I said, I love the fact that we got the young bulls, the young boys coming on here doing grown man shit. Yo, everybody, drop this nigga a salutation, drop this nigga a salute, a round of applause, 100 emoji, something, goddamn it. Yeah, what the fuck? Salute. Look at my son can't get right.
Yeah, man.
Now you gotta change that name because you all getting right. Mr. Getting Right.
Facts.
Your name ain't Can't Get Right, nigga. You gonna get it right. For sure.
Hell yeah.
Because believe it or not, the first part of that, bro, you like I said, you to come on here. Now you could have been coming on here. There's individuals that may come on here with a fake story trying to clout chase, but this
Yeah.
platform ain't even really popping super 300,000 subscribers to really be clout chasing. Like this is
Bruh.
just a community of individuals who we gonna reach out to on a daily basis. We here every day. We checking in. Some of the people that's in here is content creators. Other people in here is content supporters. Either way, as long as we got content for them, they will be here every day. You understand me, bro?
Yeah.
That's the
Like
support.
I,
That's the
I
support.
I be saying you do like the jail stories and shit. I fuck with that when you be doing them like the jail stories and shit.
Yeah,
I
you
be
know,
paying attention to that.
that's all our nigga knew. That's all a nigga did for so long. It's not that I'll be trying to be on here and glorify it. It's like, unfortunately, if we talk about any of my stories between the age of 18 and 27, they're going to involve jail. Not
Yeah,
18
fact.
and 31. Fuck that. 18 and 31, 9 times out of 10 is going to involve.
Yeah, that's the lane I'm gonna get into. Like just talking about my life and shit like that. Like shit I've been through in the streets, some stories, like shit like
So
that.
being that's going to involve jail, so to speak, I, I tell the stories that made me famous in jail, the stories that made me the bossly nigga, the jazzo nigga, because you know how it is. You've been locked up. You know how it is for Top Dog when he call on the spot. You know how
Hell
niggas feel. Like, unfortunately, that's how the carpet always been rolled out for me. So I
yeah,
always felt like I was some more important nigga. But I didn't realize I was really super important in jail, in only jail. Like, that's whack.
yeah, that shit is in the fucking way. Like if you ain't never been to jail, don't go. You don't want to go. Like straight up. The worst
That's
part,
I'm
the
off
worst
that
part for
shit.
me, the worst part for me about that shit, man, was calling home and hearing my mother crying, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was the worst thing for me. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Cause my mother, she ain't never raised me to be like that. It's just shit happens. I guess in front of her, my father wasn't around. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went his separate way. Like I know him, I still talk to him here and there, but it's not really how like a father son bond's supposed to be. Basically, you feel what I'm saying? So like the streets basically raised me like, and I was always ahead of my class. I always hung with older niggas. I never hung around niggas my age. Niggas I hung with was damn near old enough to be my father type shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Nah.
I've been through a lot out here. I seen a lot. I caught that charge. Like I ain't never get caught for none but that. But that's only because I got told on. So it's like, feel me, that shit. But hopefully I get that shit like that. Like I'm about to beat that shit, or whatever. Like so, you know.
Yo, look, bro, you 18 years old, right, bro? In that
Yeah,
18 years old, um, right, we reach a point when we reach that 18 years old mark, we think we grown. We think we lived the most, especially when you had a hard life like yourself, where, you know what I'm saying, you experienced a lot already at 18. So you experienced more than some people twice your age. Now, on the same token, you gotta be mindful though, bro. In your youth, you gotta be mindful that history repeats itself. So now with that being said, I'm glad that you reached the point of maturity that you don't want to get high anymore. You actually stop using perks. But now, mind you, you also told me how you had your moments of relapsing. So I hope you keep that in mind on your road to recovery because you're gonna have those moments when you're gonna want to relapse.
fact. You do the crime, you do the time. Funny as hell.
Yeah, like I was saying, you're
He
gonna
said,
have those moments when you're gonna want to relapse. And but the thing is, bro, you gotta remember when you come back from any drug, it gets you higher the first time you come back because you broke your tolerance. But now once you get back to where you was, it's gonna take more to get you back to that point where you were. Now that's all it would take for you to take that one extra 30, that one extra 10, or that 130 or that 110 that somebody done hit with fentanyl, man. That shit's a press. Niggas ain't even
Yo,
a real pill. You
it's
feel me?
funny.
Niggas might hit you with a pressed up pill that is manufactured by the dope man that couldn't get the dope off. So now he put it in pill form trying to make a couple of dollars. And you got to be mindful of that because that's something that's going on now too. You see, when you're dealing with
Facts. That
opioids,
it's funny
the
you
high
said
is
that.
so similar to dope, you can't tell. You won't really know the difference.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, right? Cause the other day and shit, my man took a bad pill and he overdosed. He took a 30. That shit was fake. The nigga almost died. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he was this close. Like, this close. That nigga almost died for real. Like, you feel me? So now he on some shit like he ain't fucking with the pills and none of that shit no more, man.
Yo, even when I go in and out, don't worry about it. My shit tweaking, but this interview is going so good, I don't want to end the interview. So, like I said, I'm just gonna keep rebooting it. Don't even worry about
Yeah. Yeah,
it.
but yeah, my man almost died from that shit the other day. Like, so now he on some shit like he ain't fucking with the pills, none of that no more. He said he had never taken another pill and shit like that. Thank God I never experienced nothing like that, like no overdoses and nothing. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was just not just like I was taking pills heavy. Like I'm talking about every day, 3, 4 30s a day, nigga. I'm getting high every 3 hours damn near. I'm throwing them shits back like Skittles. Like you feel me? Like this shit was crazy. Like so. Yeah, that shit was bad, man. I ain't gonna lie. That should be bad. Word.
And yo, man, like I said, and I'm sure this is on behalf of me and everybody else in this chat. Yo, bro, we are happy as hell that you found the way out before that shit was too late, bro. We happy that you see what you going through before it's too late. Now I heard you say you got some 15s over there. I hope you're not capping on here and you really
Nah,
talking.
nah, nah,
You feel
nah.
me?
Hell no, them shit, them
Keep it a
shit.
rack, boy. I hope you're really serious because, like I said, I feel for you. It's something I experienced personally, and I'm going through
Yeah.
my own.
Nah, hell no, man. Them shit bring too much money for me to be fucking around, man.
Man, I'm going through my own journey. So I don't mind, man. We can definitely keep going through this shit together.
Yeah, that shit, them shit just bring dough, man. I ain't fucking around. You heard?
Yo,
Word up. Them shit bring dough, like too much money, like.
yo, but before we wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, I always do this before we end the live. Is there anybody that has anything they would like to say? Any words of encouragement for my boy Can't Get Right? Or anybody got any questions, comments, concern? This is what we're gonna do for the next few minutes before we end this live. So holla at them. Feel free to ask them anything you want, man. Our life is a movie, baby. Tune in. This is what we doing.
Facts.
Word.
Somebody said Johnson and Stratford by the Chicken Shack. I'm from Stratford. That's my hood. Somebody in the comments.
Yo, look, niggas in the comments talk about, oh, you ain't using them, go flush them shits right now. He like, nigga, that's money.
Nah, hell no. Hell no. Nah, I ain't fucking around though, man. And then I like you feel me. I can't. It won't even make sense for me to take them shits anyway, cause I ain't gonna feel like shit anyway. So feel me.
Oh, so you still in this boxing treatment?
Yeah. So yeah, I ain't fucking
That's
with
good.
that shit.
At least, like I said, at least you still on your road to sobriety. Now, how long are you going to be in this boxing treatment before you're going to actually try to go without the Suboxone?
I just take a smaller like milligram like every day. I try to. You feel me? So I'm taking like little ass pieces now. Like you feel me? But I'm gonna stop. I'm planning on like another week or two, man. I should be like officially good to go without anything. Like you feel me?
Now, they say Suboxone has a withdrawal too, but it's not as
Yeah,
bad. So just hopefully you prepare for that. You'll be
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, that's why that's why you gotta take like small ass pieces, cause you feel me. That shit that like that work. Like you like weighing yourself off for that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Tell my Stratford is a murder block. No, it's not.
Nah, that's a fact. This is all bad. Like I said, bro, we here. You see, when you hit me in my DM, I hit you back immediately. My line of communication is always open, man. I ain't too high as a ditty to work with nobody trying to be litty, man. Nobody trying to get their shit together. I ain't got no problem doing that. So, like I said, bro, anytime, holla at me. Because, like I said, I'm going through this shit at the same moment as you.
Facts.
You
So
know?
you said you in a program for a month, right?
Nah, I got a 6-month program they put me in. Parole put me in a 6-month drug treatment program, outpatient. So I got to
Oh
do a
wow.
video chat with them once a week, and then I go in for an actual urine specimen once a week.
Yeah, they was trying to put me in the drug program too when I got out of jail. I wasn't with that shit though. I don't got no like I could do this shit myself. Like you feel what I'm saying? I don't need that shit.
Yo, bro, salute to you, man.
Word.
I'm really proud of you, man. As a young boy, man, I'm glad that you seen that shit before it's too late. Too late, because a lot of young boys wouldn't even kid. Like they wouldn't have kid, they just kept getting lit.
Yeah. I still got friends that be fucking around and shit. They still be kicking. They like you feel me? I don't know. Like I guess niggas feel like they got the money to subsude them, but shit, fuck that. Word.
Shit, yo. Like I said in the comments, I have any advice, questions, comments, concerns for my boy. Now's the time. Yo, Planet Plainfield said, yo, it's a natural plant named Crantum that got me off the 30s. I was taking 20 or 30 of them shits a day, 5 at a time. You don't need no Suboxone, none of that shit. It's called Kratom. Kratom. Look it up, bro. Kratom is a natural, I know what that is too. Kratom is a natural, it's like a little liquid. It comes in these little bottles. It's supposed to be, it's like a natural herb that attaches to your opioid receptors as well. But it's supposed to make you like trick the body into not fiending for the drug or experiencing the same level of withdrawal. That's the natural, non-addictive substance that some people use to weed off opiate addiction. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm definitely looking into that.
So, but he said, salute to you, little homie. Asked the bro, did he know of a homie named Trip? He was the big Herc out in Newark, New Jersey. He just passed as well of a pressed up 30. So they're saying that
Nah,
Herc named Trip just passed as well off of a pressed up perk 30. Did you know him? He's from Newark.
I don't know. It's a Sean homie. My bro, his name Brazy. The Sean homie, he died off a fake pill too, like a year ago. Shit, that shit real, bro. Niggas be going out off them shits. Like that shit definitely real. You feel me? Good thing I never took a fake pill or whatever. I don't think. Knock on wood. Feel me? I ain't never go through that or whatever, man. I'm glad. Like I feel like God really be watching over me and shit. I got a Christian mother and shit. So like she be praying for me and shit. My mother ain't shit like me. Like you feel me? Like my mother raised me 100% right. I did wrong on my own. Like that was me. Like all the way.
Yo, salute to
You
you
know.
for taking ownership of that. Like, we have a lot of weak individuals who are just like me and you. They made their own decision to live foul, but they want to blame it on their upbringing. They want to blame it on their parents.
Fact.
Yeah, like they want to blame it on their parents, like they didn't have their own decisions to make, their own holes to dig. Like, so, I never get caught up in that.
Fact. Yeah. Hell yeah. That was me all
Yo,
the time.
I know a little bit about drug treatment. Y'all want to hear how ironic this is? I sold drugs my whole life. I used drugs my whole life. I went to jail and became the drug counselor in ASAC. I was actually the coordinator and facilitator for drug treatment. ASAC, for my up north niggas, we all took it. I was a nigga running the program in front of the class. Because as y'all see, I'm a bookworm too. I'm articulate, I'm educated, I can read fast, I can read well. Comprehension above average. And I'm social. I'm influential. So when they see that I show a lot of leadership qualities, they utilize me to actually run a drug program up north. So,
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
so that's why I gained a lot of my knowledge about drug abuse. So I'm not just sitting here just talking like I never experienced nothing. Like I'm just talking. Nah, I've been in countless programs. I've been in 3 outpatient programs because I've always been on probation or something and kept giving them dirty urines for marijuana. Like I always, you know what I'm saying? I always had to take them programs. I just never finished because I get locked up again.
Yeah, see, like me, I can't smoke weed. Like that shit be having me paranoid and shit. I be tweaking, like I be tripping and shit. So I don't fuck with the weed, man. That shit be having me out like I don't like that shit. Word up. So like,
Yeah.
you know, I was fucking with the perks heavy. I took I took other pills too, like motherfucking ecstasy and shit, but it wasn't like nothing serious. I ain't never
Hey
but I
yo,
was
bro. Hey yo,
huh?
bro. No bullshit, no cap. This shit keep going in and out. We got about an hour in. You took some questions. I want to holler at you privately in the DM. Yo, I want to thank you real quick. If there's any shout outs you want to give out to anybody, I want to thank you for tuning in to the segment. I want to thank you for opening up to me and everyone else and sharing your story with us. And like I told my boy yesterday, I have no problem embarking on this journey with you. My DM's always open, man. Feel free to reach out. You the future. You the future, bro. You can be anything you want to be. You
Yeah,
decide.
hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, you got locked up before, but you were under the age of 18. You qualify for a youthful offender. If you had a
Right.
felony, it should have been adjudicated as a youthful offender. If you had
Yeah.
it adjudicated as a youthful offender, according to court documents, it's sealed. That's no longer a felony on you. You can go home, be a police officer, a correctional officer, a fighter. Like you could be a lawyer, a doctor, bro. Your possibilities are limitless. You can still be and do whatever you want to do with your life.
Yeah, I'm about to
God, you made those mistakes when you were young, bro. Capitalize now that you know better before you grow old, bro. And that's the best advice I can give you. And that's genuinely from the bottom of my heart, bro.
yeah, facts. I'm about to go back to school in a little bit, actually get my diploma and shit. I dropped out of school too. So I ain't graduated none, but I'm gonna get on top of that and shit, and go back or whatever, man. Get a trade or something. So
Yo,
I
look,
want to do like elevator mechanic or something like that, like get a trade for something like that.
so look into that shit. Look into that immediately. I want you to send me a screenshot of what you looked up. Hit me in my DM of what you found, what you looked up, bro. Show me you serious, man.
I got
Real
you, bro.
shit, bro. Let's win. I want to see everybody win, not just me. You helping me win. Let me help you win. Let's work. If I just gotta
Uh,
give you advice, a pat on the ass to do it, hey, let me do my job. Let's win, though.
facts.
Man, real shit. But yo, like I said, thanks for tuning in once again. Yo, hit me my DM. We off this. You
All
already
right, bro.
have a
Good
good
luck.
one. Salute.
You
Stay
too.
safe, man.
You too,
Stay
bro.
sober. Like I said, until the next one, this might have been the best one. Salute.
Facts.